McLeod with the Investing News Network, and here today with me is Brad Cooke, CEO of Endeavour Silver. Thank you so much for joining me today.
And thank you for having me on.
Great. So to start off, I wanted to talk about your El Cubo mine. It's been quite a project for the company lately. You did your operating turnaround and an expansion and then another expansion. So did you achieve what you set out to do there, and do you have anything left that you need to do?
Well, we certainly achieved the first 2-year turnaround after we purchased the mine in 2012. Recall that our corporate strategy is to buy struggling mines in historic districts that are put up for sale because they're not making it. And we bring the money and primarily the expertise needed to turn around and expand these old mines and make them bigger and better. So we did outline a 2-year turnaround strategy with an expansion built into it at Cubo from 2012 to 2014. We delivered that on time, on budget at the end of last year. But the silver price went from 30 to 15. And we didn't design El Cubo for $15 silver, so we caucused again in the first quarter of this year and decided that the best way to drive costs down further would be to do another expansion, which we did very quickly, a 3-month expansion in the second quarter, again delivered on time, on budget, June 30th, and we're just now enjoying the fruits of that expansion here in July.
Okay, great. And what about your Terronera project? You've described it in the past as a rising star, and I'm wondering if it continues to live up to your expectations.
Oh, absolutely. How many silver mining companies are actually proposing to build a new mine in this market? Terronera is a grassroots discovery that our group found. It is a historic district, but it has had no real production since, the Mexican Revolution 100 years ago. And so it's a real discovery. Nice, thick, rich, shallow ore body, still open to the southeast. Other parallel veins yet to be drilled. It's in a pre-feasibility study now. And we hope to go to the board late this year, early next year, for a decision to build a new mine.
Okay. And so you touched on this a little bit, but overall, how is Endeavour faring in today's markets, which are a little tougher? Are you confident in the company still?
Well, I am, absolutely. It's a crying shame that the market is so tough on us. I think our stock has probably underperformed most in the silver sector. And it was probably because of some doubts about whether or not we would indeed finish the turnaround at El Cubo. I think we're on the verge of showing the market that we've got a real core asset there. And in the meantime, with Terronera, our up-and-comer, again, I think we've got a great 1-2 punch.
Okay. Now, shifting gears a little bit, I wanted to hear also about Canark Resource, where you're chairman. So recently, the company announced plans to acquire a small, high-grade gold-silver mine in Mexico. Can you talk a little bit about the company and why you're confident in getting into, further into, I guess, the gold-silver spaces?
Sure. Well, a little context. Yeah. I'm a geologist, and I founded Canark in 1987 as a gold exploration company. I ran that company up until a few years ago when I started Endeavour, actually.
Okay.
And so I've only had 2 companies in my career. Endeavour's enjoyed a lot more success a lot quicker than Canark did. And as a result of that, and given the 2 companies operate out of the same office, they have separate management teams, but the same office, and I'm the link between the 2. So we, as Canark, felt, look at what Endeavour's doing, maybe we can do that too for Canark. And this acquisition of the Oro Silver Company and the El Compas mine in Zacatecas is an opportunity for Canark to really follow in Endeavour's footsteps. Admittedly, it's a small project, but it's ready for production, and it's in a big district, second or third largest historic silver district in all of Mexico. So we feel that just getting started, generating some real cash flow, and then taking it from there gives Canark a new life.
That's great. And you expect the deal with Canark to close in September. What all has to happen as we approach?
So between now and the end of September, we need to finish our due diligence, of course. And we're going to raise about $750,000 Canadian. So not much money is needed. And that's it.
Okay.
And then we close the deal, and between September and December, our main mission will be to try and negotiate a long-term lease on a local plant. The processing plant, which we don't have, but there's plants readily available within trucking distance, and raise the debt capital to actually put the mine into production.
Okay. All right. Well, that's everything from me today. Thanks so much for joining me.
Thank you, Charlotte.
Thanks. Endeavour trades on the TSX under the symbol EDR and on the NYSE under the symbol EXK. And I'm Charlotte McLeod with the Investing News Network.